Hey viewers, welcome back. This video is a full review of what I think of Saramonic's newest WiTalk9 communication headset. Now before we start, I want you to know that this review is not paid. But you must be thinking as a viewer, if the review is not paid, then how do channels like ours make money? Alright, let me give you a true lowdown of how the industry works. Now whenever we do a review, you have to send us an actual working product. And number two, don't pay us for the review so that you cannot control what we have to say. If we find it's a good point, we tell you. If we find it's a bad point, we tell you. Because you are smart viewers. There's no way I can do 5 or 6 reviews and all of them all have good points on the products only. So that said, whenever you watch our review, I want you to remember this. It's not paid. We're never told what to say. And if the product is good, you know what happens? We'll just keep it at the academy and then let our users use them. Because if you're talking about wireless microphone, you're talking about wireless communication headset, we have all of them. So we are not hard up for products that brands send us. I'd like to go through with you what I really think of Saramonic's newest communication headset, the WiTalk9. The first good point, the build quality. This is a product that is so really well thought of. Everything that you see here, really premium stuff. You know, from the plastic to the trimming to the metal parts to the wires that they have here. This really makes it look like they mean serious business. A good point number 2, it's truly comfortable to wear. I like to have mine on the left hand side. So this is adjustable, which means that I can do this. You see this metal clip here? And I've tried this. I have used this continuously non-stop for like 9, 10, 11 hours. And I can promise you, it's one of the most comfortable, least tiring one that I've ever worn. However, when I do this, I find that it can be choking on my neck. So to make this bearable, I need to pull this out. Got to show you this. This whole bag is filled with different types of ear paddings for your communication headset. You have this like really smooth gel type materials, which is kind of cold to the ears. But if you don't like this, you don't like your ear to be closed, you have the foam type. So there we have it. This is all removable. This is the foam type, and the one I have here is the gel type. So that gives you choices of 2 types of ear foam that you can put on your WiTalk9. And see what I mean? They really give one to every set. So I've got a 9-unit one. Well, which one you prefer if you ask me? The answer is yes. I like both of them. When I start the day, I like to be really intense and passionate about the project. So this is cupping, remove all the noise. But as after lunch, I do get a bit tired and claustrophobic, so I changed to the foam one. Distance test. Let me tell you about my friend Harry. Harry runs an event management company, so he got himself the WiTalk9 as well. So to test the distance, what he did was, he did 2 tests. The first one at work in the building, and he sent one of his stuff way over like 500 meters away. It worked, and then he wasn't satisfied because there's a building, and then outdoor, he did another test. This time he got his wife to stand at one location, and he cycled all the way up Putrajaya on that island, and 500 over meters away, still good connection. I couldn't get to test it that far, but I was doing a lot of shoots and I can get that distance. Never once that I get it cut off. And the best part is the WiTalk9 doesn't need a centralized hub like some communication headset, which means that if you know how to position your master unit, let's say you put your master unit here, and then you have one crew here and another crew right here. From here to here is 500 meters. From here to here is another 500 meters, which means that crew A and B is separated by 1 kilometers and they still can hear each other very well. ENC is the word that you want to learn when you're choosing yourself communication headsets. That stands for environmental noise cancellation. So most brands these days would have like 2 microphones, one here so that you can communicate, and another one somewhere near the body, and the WiTalk9 has 3. And all these 3 microphones just to remove unwanted noise. And how do we know this 3-array microphone works for the ENC well enough? Well, Harry tested this. He was standing next to a huge speaker blaring away, and when he talks, his crew can still hear you. But what if you have the WiTalk9 and you're saying that business is so good, I want to add more people to my team? Here's the good news. With the expanded system, you can have up to 30 units talking to each other. Another thing that's really important, most communication headsets use 2.4 GHz spectrum, and that is why most of them do have this dropout issue, because 2.4 GHz is really congested. The WiTalk9 uses 1.9, and that explains why the connectivity and the lack of dropout is really amazing. And one more good point about a 1.9 GHz spectrum is that you don't get much latency delay, which means that if I were to wear this unit and then pass another one to Eric over there, I have seen communication headsets that when you talk, you can actually see that there's a delay. His mouth has already stopped moving, but you can only receive what he's saying. So you don't get this delay. It's not substantial at all. In fact, I don't even see it when I use it. Battery life. It takes 3 full hours to fully charge your unit. You get 10 hours on the master unit and 12 on each of these remote units. Okay, you don't call this a review if you don't share bad points about product. This is what I personally think after using it for a few months. In fact, that was the reason why I didn't want to immediately do a review, because I want to use this. I want to use this in my shoot. I want to use this with my crew to see how I think of this. And here's the thing that I found out. The biggest thing that I dislike about it is because I like to do this. And when I do this can be choking, like I said. So just pull this out. But the bad part is when I put it back in again, it's loose. So this is what I do. And how do I solve this? Simple. I just pull this out. I don't like to hang it here anyway. And then I get myself my custom in-ear monitor and then stick it into here. And that way, this microphone, I can still talk with it. Here's what I think can be improved. If you have this in the back, the master unit is easy to identify because the drawstring has a different color. That is such a brilliant thing to do. But when it's outside, it's not easy to locate sometimes, simply because the only thing that you can have identifying the master is actually this. How I wish that this thing is a different color, you know. Or we can have a different color antenna, or we can have a different color unit of this. So when it's not, the point is that you want to know who the master is. You can go like, "Oi, come nearer to me." But then that's not a problem, because you know why, Eric? Because your master can be 500 meters away. So there's no point for you to do that. So I think I'm just being fussy, isn't it? And just to be sure that idiots like us don't start complaining, they give you so many different types of label colors. You have the black, blue, and the red. So stick this all over to your headset, to your heart's content. Right, my producer thinks that the antenna is a little bit long right here. So he says sometimes when he keeps it in the back, it does get caught. Well, my argument is that the range is so amazing. Probably that's why the antenna is long. But it's kind of cool, right? I mean, Eric, it makes me look like Robot Boy, right? So if you ask me what I think I would be giving it, to be honest, I was negotiating with Yi Chong what I should be giving it. I was tempted to give it a 5, but there's still little points that we can really improve on, those few bad points. So I would say this is a 4 or 4.5 out of 5-star product. So if you're really looking to get yourself a new wireless communication headset, I think this is one of the best that you can get in the market. If you're thinking about getting yourself a Saramonic WiTalk9, head on to the link at the bottom here. So viewers, until then, I'll see you in the next episode, and don't forget, subscribe and share this video if you love this.